Sorry, guys. That was like a minute late because I was busy scarfing down one more egg. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, today we are playing Our Life Now and Forever. This game is still a demo right now. It's free on Steam if you guys are interested in it. But it's just supposed to be like a kind, like a real sweet, heartwarming story. You basically you grow up together with your childhood friends who are also your neighbors, and who one of them could possibly be your future lover. Who knows? That depends on how we take the game. Woo! But yeah, it's very queer friendly. I love it, even though I haven't played it yet. Oh shit, tutorial. This is a 5K word preview that includes the first few scenes of the game's prologue. Okay. Expansions will continue. It doesn't have any voice lines. When the game is complete, the entire story will be playable from start to end for free. Oh, sweet! However, optional paid DLCs will be available to add in even more scenes. Okay. Come on, let me turn the fan on. It's so hot in my room. Hey. So, quick tutorial preference button right here. Open the settings page. Okay. Contains blah. Okay. Okay. The story of our life, now and forever, spans 12 years, with the character you play as beginning as a 10-year-old child and ending as a 22-year-old adult. In between these points are 2 other life stages, 14-year-old adolescence and 18-year-old young adulthood. These time periods are referred to as steps 1 through 4. This demo only contains scenes from childhood. Oh, okay. Gosh darn it. You'll be able to determine almost anything about the playable character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, skills, weaknesses, how they act, what they feel, and more. And all these details can change as you grow up over the course of the game. However, they won't be forgotten. Who you are and who you were is remembered by the game and the characters you meet. Choices you picked in Step 1 can still be referenced all the way in Step 2. It builds together. The goal of our life is to let you truly live your own unique life in the quaint mountain town of Golden Grove. But there are 2 main characters who will grow up alongside your own character, Tamarack Bauman and Chu Lin. You'll have the option of being their friend, pursuing one romantically, just having them simply be people you know, letting your connection change over time, and so on. Your relationship is customizable and progresses at whatever rate you want it to, if you want it to. A couple things you can't do are date them both or break up with one after officially getting together. If you had one become your romantic partner, that's permanent. Oh, okay. Tamarack is a little girl, she, her, when you meet her, and she identifies as a woman. Chu begins the story as a little boy, he, him, but questions their gender as the years go by. Chu will ultimately come out as gender fluid, he, they. Okay. Okay. Okay! Let's get to the game. Ooh! Okay. Let me design my little guy. Base type. Ooh. I like this one. It makes me feel very personable. See, I'm debating between this one and this one. Because this one feels like slightly more mischievous, but then this one is kind of like, it's just an all-around happy guy. Maybe I'll go with this one. Hair, short hair. Ooh! Whoa, these are a lot of choices. Whoa, okay. Go through, let's see. These are all the short hair options. Let me see your medium hair. Oh, you can specifically select the front and the back. Wait, I like this one. And then the back. Ooh. Ooh! Oh wait, I forgot there's a color palette. Hold on. Yeah. Oh! My hair is blue. Okay, wait. Can I change my eye color too then? Wow! Oh, heterochromia! Oh, there's a feature. Oh. You can change the lightness and darkness to make this a little bit more dark. Yeah. Ooh. I prefer more yellow. Okay. Base. Go with this one. Oh my god, this looks so cute! Oh! Wait, okay. Is it more of a blue or more of an aqua? I think I'll say it's more of a blue. Lightness. Really light. Saturation. Less saturated. I like that. It has like a nice softer look. Let's go back to long hair because I want to see all the options. No, I don't like the other options. I like this one. Oh, neck accessory. Oh. Yeah, like that. You know, just like a cute little collared shirt. I'm gonna make this you. Ooh, lightness. Let's do a little bit more light like that. Oops, I was clicking the wrong close button. Head accessory. Oh, I appreciate how it automatically closes the other one for you. I don't think I want any head accessories because this hair is really nice. I don't want to cover it up. Bandages. Whoa! Oh, I can just... Oh my god, I can just click all of them. I'll collect them all. Ooh, scar. I love scars. I can put all the scars on. Wait. Let's remove this one. I like this one. I like having scars. Is it just me, you guys? Or I really like putting scars on my characters. I think it makes them look cooler. Ooh, moles. All of them. I'll collect them all. Look, now it's even. This one? No, this one. Nah, no moles, no moles. Other freckles. Eh. Okay, I'm good on those. I'm good. Those rent. No, I like how I look. I like how. Oh, whoa! You can even choose these. Duh! I'm super tall. You think I put myself short? Absolutely not. Dominant hand. It's my right hand. I'm right-handed. First name, Haishe. Oops, do I have all caps on? Ooh. Last name? I don't have a last name. Can I just leave it blank? Oh, I can! Yes! Okay, you gotta customize the identity. Ooh. Okay. We'll do they, them, non-binary. Intersex, sure. I want to be Mr. Mr. and mix both work. Hey, Abortius! Thanks for the alert. Ooh, Sir sounds cool too. Sir Haishe, bro, that makes me sound like a noble. College people like it. Yes. Ooh, advanced. File terms. Identity. No. Kid. Person. Yeah. Yeah. Like that. Oh, I can make my mum. I can make me mummy. Let's call her Mama. Well, let's go for this hair because it's most similar to mine. The skin tone's fine. Mama. Oh, wait. Is this like the max I can customize? Oh, man. I don't want to do more. Okay, I've got the last bit of customization. Interface display. First, there's your sticker. A sticker is just a cute image that appears in certain screen graphics, such as choice menus and, more importantly, save files. Ooh. Okay, boo. I can just choose one. Let's do the leaf. I like leaves. Let's do it like this. Visual novel style layout with icons. Oh my god, this game is so customizable. Woo! Okay. It looked like fall here in Golden Grove. More than any place you'd seen before. It could be in one of your old picture books to show little kids what autumn was supposed to be. There weren't any green trees or bushes, but there weren't just bare branches yet. It was almost the same as normal. All that had changed were the colors. Red, orange, yellow, brown. Even the blue of the sky high above your head seemed different than it did in summer. It wasn't as bright either, as though it had gotten tired of sparkling by this late in the year, or like it was even farther away from you now that you were in this place. Plants and skies didn't get this way where you lived, where you used to live. Your thoughts continued to jump around while you stood there in the big circle of street at the end of the road. It was a weird path to you. It couldn't take you ahead or to the sides or anywhere else like most streets you'd gone down. This one only came right here with those big houses. The view in front of you was something you'd only ever seen in photos from stapled together papers that advertised the middle house being for sale. It had been a picture book to you until this day. Now you knew that it felt like fall here too because it was cold outside. Chilly enough that you sometimes kept your eyes closed for a few seconds longer than usual to try keeping your eyeballs from feeling like they were going to freeze inside your head. This was a real place. The icy air surrounding you said, and you were really in it. And it was where you were going to stay. That was new. Your mama and you had lived in apartments before, and never for very long each time. That was until she'd gotten a big job in this not that big town and bought a big house. You wouldn't be going anywhere else for a long time. Now, in that moment, you couldn't imagine being there forever. But that's just the way it was. The old tan house at the end of the long, round road was now your house, standing tall with two others by its sides. Those buildings were homes too, with their own people living inside. And those people in those ancient houses were going to be your neighbors. Oh, there's a lot of choices. Felt kind of mixed up inside. Would it be better this way? Worse? Something else? You didn't know what to think. Let's not blame this on our mom. At least your mama was still with you. You'd go through the bad stuff together. Haishe, come on over and take a look. Oh, that was your mama's voice. You hadn't noticed she'd gone so far. That was enough to bring you comfort, and you made yourself move forward towards the unknown in order to reunite with her. Off the cul-de-sac road and cutting across lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached the picket fence your mama had called from. The gate was unlocked. Unlike the other houses, in front of yours was a tiny gray stone walkway that led up to a couple steps, and those steps led to a door. You dragged your feet along the rocks and dirt. The small private path was more uneven than you thought, and the tip of your shoe got caught on a raised edge between ground and stone. It caused you to stumble up the line right before arriving at the end of the rocks. You steadied yourself before carefully going up the tiny stairs. And there your mama was, standing at the edge of the porch, arms folded and waiting. She must have been moving around before because the shiny opal earrings she had on were twisting from side to side a bit. You knew they were real opal stones because she told you before, when she first got them. She also told you a long time ago that her normal name, not Mama, was Opal. Well, Opal's such a nice name. I feel like being named after like stones or minerals are really nice. Like sapphire, or ruby, or amethyst, or peridot, garnet, diamond, pearl. Well, pearl's not a stone, but you get the drift. You catch my drift. Her clothes were the colors of a cloudy day after rain had already come and gone. The kind of day that would be cold and bad or really relaxing and comfy. Depended. You wondered which way she looked at it from. You didn't know. The rest of her, though, was so much more bold, especially the matching purpley cranberryness of both her hair and eyes. There weren't a lot of things out in the world with that color that could feel gloomy. Mama smiled at you. It made you feel soft and warm on the inside as your mama was on the outside. What do you think? It's a pretty place, huh? No. I'm gonna have my own room, right? You will, my dear. Her mouth stayed in the shape of a smile, but her eyes and eyebrows changed, bending in a way that made it seem like she wasn't really smiling. Or it was some other kind of smile. She put a hand on one of the white painted pole things that kept the porch roof from falling down. Her fingers moved down it. It won't be too much longer. The real estate agent should be here to hand over the keys in a couple hours or so. Then it'll be official. We'll be the newest residents of Golden Grove. You shifted your weight from one foot to the other. This was a big deal to your mama. Her whole life was changing too. You hoped it wouldn't be a mistake. You didn't want your mama to be sad. Well, you've seen the yard and the outside. You don't have to wait here the whole time. Why don't you go look around the rest of the neighborhood? She bent down, placing her hands on her knees in order to speak directly to you on the same level. Safe town, especially in this area. You'll be able to freely play out here. Ooh. I won't wide in fear. I'm scared of strangers. Sorry, Mom. Mama went back to her normal way of standing with her head up high and arms folded. It's okay to be nervous. That doesn't have to change. But sometimes doing something even when you're unsure is for the best. This is one of those times. You might find you're braver than you think. Just don't stray into any other streets today. You crumbled over. Hey, you give a thumbs up. Thank you. I trust you. With that, you let your gaze fall down the steps, across the path, into the gated fence. You took a half step in that direction. Mama pushed the air in front of her in a gesture to encourage you to go forward. You kept moving, putting one foot in front of the other. Step 1. Prologue. It's our house in the middle. I wonder whose house is which. Your shoes really squished into the dirt path when you crossed from where you were down to the solid road. The smell of the grass and rain-softened ground, crisp, though somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. Boo! Boo! School! You were going to be a 5th grader. It would be completely different from being just a 4th grader, and not just because you'd be attending a new school. You'd be in the highest grade of the place. Okay. Yeah, I forget that sometimes elementary school goes up to like 5th grade and not always 6th grade. My elementary school went up to 6th grade. Maybe that was why your mom was so sure you could do this by yourself. You were growing up. But she was wrong. You weren't ready, no matter how many adults said so. Then, before you took one more step, there was a faint tap against your shoulder. It was barely stronger than the wind. It was definitely something, and it was completely out of nowhere. Scream? You jumped straight in the air out of shock. It was pure instinct. You hadn't even realized it happened until you were back on the ground. Rapidly, you ping-ponged your gaze from left to right, trying to get a glimpse of the poking perpetrator. No one was there. Oh, bitch. Okay, this is a ghost then. The neighborhood was empty, except for you. You would have settled on it being a mystery forever if you hadn't noticed there was a thing left behind from the encounter. Oh. Sitting there in between the muddy brown blades of grass was something new. A little paper air... Oh, is it a note? A paper airplane? Who would throw this at a stranger? And why would they disappear after doing it? As you considered these questions, your gaze shifted back towards the night, side of the street where the tap came from. Whoever sent this to you had to have gone that way. You crouched down to grab it while keeping a lookout to make sure nothing else snuck up on you. The paper didn't feel the same crinkly, crackly way most normal paper did. It was thicker somehow, almost like a piece of cotton. It was cottony. That wasn't the only part that stood out. The page was a tan color with dark brown lines, not white and blue or white and black or something regular. More questions to add to the confusion. Where would paper like that have come from? You turned the paper airplane around in your hands and squinted your eyes keenly. There were pencil markings on the underside. Paper had scribbles or maybe even words on it. That was enough of a sign to undo the shape someone had put together. You pulled out the flaps of the plane and flattened it out between your palms as best you could. It was true. The paper airplane had a message on it. Well, maybe, you thought. There were some words on it, but not a lot, and they were on different lines from each other. You read over each tiny part from top to bottom. Hello. Go out. Hide out. And then in the bottom corner was Haishe. Your name. It had been addressed to you personally. There was no mistake that you were the one meant to get that plane. You scrunched up your face. The person wrote stuff on a piece of paper, turned it into a paper airplane, threw it at another person, and the message they sent was that? This was too weird? Scared you? This was something. It only kind of made sense. It only kind of made any sense in that they were all real words, but none of them meant anything together, so you weren't sure what to make of it. You had to go tell your mama right now. Yeah, let's report back to mom. Mama, mama, somebody is out there. You charged up to the white pickets and stumbled through the gate, nearly tripping in your haste to return to the yard. Mama was still right there on the porch where she'd been before, but she was already coming over to meet you. Your bustle had flustered her, and she spoke with a concerned edge to her voice. What is it, Haishe? Wait, what are you holding? Shyly, you stared at one of the rocks in the pathway and held out the paper for your mama to check. She didn't take the paper away from you, only scanning it with her eyes while tapping a finger against her cheek. It's alright, you can go back out. Not a dangerous message. I think you might even be able to figure out where this paper came from. The way she talked was so knowingable. It was like she already had the answer, even though you had more experience with the paper than she had. Somehow, you guessed, your mama just knew everything about everything. It was amazing. Good luck. Oh, there's little stars in the sides. Thanks, Mom. She lowered the hand she was poking at her cheek to give you an encouraging thumbs up. Fine, you had to go walk around again? Alright, let's go. Your mama was right. You could get to the bottom of it. Let's go, gang. Paper still grasped in your hand, in your fingers, you turned around and returned the way you had already come a couple times now. And then you began to walk down the cul-de-sac's path that fall afternoon. Through the parts where the light shone through the clouds, and the parts where it got darker, you went along. The half circle of houses was out of sight by the time the normal sidewalk ended, and it really ended. Instead of connecting to another street with homes or stores, there was a car road behind you and a bunch of trees and plain ground in front. Going down that road would have to bring you to the rest of the town eventually. You were sure that would be straying too far, like your mama warned against. That was okay, you had other options. Bending... Ooh. Music change? Bending in between the dark trunks and bright leaves were two lines stamped out through the grass. They went in opposite directions. It was a crossroads. Aw, man, I don't like choosing. One led more towards where the neighborhood was, but further back, right on the edge of where the forest started. The other one went completely into the trees, a walking path for the people who lived here. You stood there at the start of this turning point in the woods, in your life. feet poised to move over the stirring thicket floor. I know exactly. We're gonna take the right one. There was a path here that was definitely more worth trying than the other. You were sure of it. Something on the inside just told you so. Go to the right! And your quest continued. The path ended up being kind of a trick. You ran out of dirt to walk on only after a minute or two, and it became plain grass everywhere. Luckily, you only had to keep following the curved bend of brush and tree trunks that separated the forest from not the forest to know you were going where you had planned to go. Then, as you strolled even farther, something came into view. You almost didn't notice it at first. Stretching about as high as the trees and made out of practically the same colored wood was a tower sort of thing. The bottom of it was mostly empty space with thin stick poles at the corners and only one full wall. There were little fake rocks stuck to the boards of the wall side, probably for people to climb on. Ooh, someone's little playground! Above was an actual floor with a slanty roof and railings around. Some ropes dangled off it in multiple places. The thought came to you that it had the same feeling as a tree house, except not a tree. It definitely wasn't a real house. You might have found a local playground. Cautiously, you moved closer until you came to a stop because you had the shocking realization that there was something up there at the top. Your eyes wide and your neck bent so far back that you might fall over, you could make out a lumpy pile. It's child. Can you shake it? You kick it? No. Grab onto the part sticking out to try climbing up there. Reaching one hand higher and the other closer to anchor yourself, you grabbed a hold of different fake rocks attached to the wall. Then you situated one of your feet onto the lowest climbing point. You huffed and strained your arms to pull the foot on the rock that carried all your weight as you lifted the other into the air. It was tricky, but you got the second foot against a rock of its own that was higher up than the first. You'd made it fully off the ground. The sudden sound of clattering ruckus from inside the fort made you flinch in place. It was a scrambling, thudding noise that you knew came from movement. The lump stopped being just a lump, shot up, bent right over the railing, peered down, and saw you. A kid! Hello? Yeah, it was a kid. Oh! Okay, let's see. It had a pointy hairline. Oh, I like the coat. You like the fluffy hooded coat they had on. Your hands started to shake as you held yourself up against the wall. You had to step back onto the grass. The person stayed put. Ooh. Silent standoff of surprise played out between you and the stranger. Then, all together, one half of their mouth, one of their eyebrows, and one of their hands shifted upward. That lopsided pose they had and the fact that they were at the top of the tower made them seem pretty in charge here. This illustration is so pretty. Like, look at this. Who are you and why are you in my backyard? Oh, god damn it. Okay. This is not a public playground, you guys. We're trespassing. Woo! Trespassing! Oh. They were in charge here. You said absolutely nothing. I'm Haishe. Hi, Haishe. At that, they pressed the palms of their hands hard against the railing, then used it to kick their legs up over the sides and throw themselves right off the fort. There was a powerful crunch and gust of air when the person hit the ground just a little to the side of where you were. They landed on their feet, crouching into a ball, and making the hood of their jacket flip over their head from the impact from falling so far down. The person stayed like that for long enough that the leaves they stirred up settled quietly onto the grass again. Then the kids straightened themselves out with more poise than you could have expected. Squared shoulders, chin up, and with one hand, they pushed the hood down over their back again. They were confident and they knew how to show it. That's that. That was so cool! Yeah, it was. They took a hold of the open sides of their jacket and flapped them out, shaking off bits of sticks and whatever other stuff they got on it when they collided with the dirt. Anyway, they shifted their head around to get their hair back over their shoulders the way it was before, and then jabbed a finger into their own chests. I'm Mr. Chu Lin. Qiu and Lin. It means both of Chu's arms spread out openly, gesturing to the wide world all around. Autumn! Nice to meet you. What's your whole name? You're not a Mr. Yorkin. Why'd you say it weird like that? I'll say this. Why'd you say it so fancy? My parents taught me. Mom says it's polite. Dad said it's useful. They're both right. Some people might get it by themselves and some people might ask about it, but a lot of people won't. Now, nobody has to. That's true. Preach it, kid. Might as well tell people. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Good. Hey, that's still about my name. What's your whole name? I want to know. He was persistent enough that you gave him your name in the end. I'm Haishe. I don't have a last name. I didn't put one. And I use Mr. Mix and Sir. Mr. Mix and Sir? He said the same thing that you just did, but while it made sense to you, Chu was confused. It was like you had been talking backwards to him. How did your doctor figure that out? Did they have extra degrees? I figured it out myself. Really? You did that? You thought what the doctors and adults said wasn't right and told everybody? Yeah, I did. After first gasping, a grin spread out across his whole face. You've got stuff figured out, and you're just a kid like I am. I don't know if I've got everything figured out forever. What if it changes? It could change? Yeah, maybe. I'm impressed by your wisdom, Mr. Mix and Sir Haishe. You don't have to use them all at the same time. Just pick one. Wait, and also how old are you? We seem pretty similar to me. 10 whole years, double digits. Chu slapped his fingerless gloved hands against the front of his chest to show just how taken aback he was. Whoa, so am I. Nobody else close by was exactly 10 before, but now there's you. You're gonna grow up someday, and I'm gonna grow up too, but that's never gonna stop us from being the same age. Cool. Yeah, this is great. More 10-year-olds were better than less. But the talk you were having ended with a clear clap from Chu to bring it to a close. Now that we're people who know each other, I still want to hear what you were doing. I've lived my whole life in this town, in this neighborhood, in that house, and I've never seen you anywhere. There's gotta be something going on. Well, you reached right into your pocket and presented the mystery paper to Chu, wanting your own explanation. Uh-oh. But before you said anything about it, Chu wheezed with a tight grimace. He looked as stiff as the wood tower behind him, just like that. He stammered and babbled and pointed his finger all around the space that was sort of in front of you until the word came to him. A sorcerer! What? No, wait! Chu threw his hands together higher towards his shoulders, the sudden movement making sure nothing interrupted his train of thought. You're a thief! That's why you're here, to rob my house. What? I'm a sorcerer and a thief. Oh, what? Do you really think I'm a sorcerer robber? He got all fluttery with his laugh and the waving of his fingers. Nah, you're just a kid. But you've got some good tricks. Chu tucked one of his hands inside his jacket. He moved it around in there, the whole time. There was some kind of secret pocket or compartment in that coat. Aha! Just as you thought, when he removed his hand, he was grabbing onto something. It was a little notebook. Ah! Is our note made from this, is it the same paper as his notebook? Maybe that's why he was all freaked out. The edges were bent up and crumbly, probably from being squished a lot of ways and a lot of times. There were papers sticking out in weird ways that made you think they weren't even attached to the book anymore. They were just smashed between other pages to keep them in place. So the thing you noticed the most were the colors, tan with dark brown lines. It was the paper from the airplane. You flipped open the book and tapped in a slow, considering rhythm at the front page with the back of his knuckles, and said what you wanted to know without you having to do anything. That's my special paper with my notes on it, but it's not in my notebook. It was in your pocket. You must have done that thing that's, sleight of hand? Sleight of hand. That's what you did to snatch my stuff in the blink of an eye while I was standing right here. So, you're a magician. Or a pickpocket. That's all it could be. He shifted on his feet, putting one hand to his hip and using the other to make a waggling gesture with the notebook. Chu was really confident in his accusation against you. Can you show me how you do it? But that wavy motion Chu did was too much for the old notebook. It bent in half, upwards and downwards with the momentum of its owner's arm. Then the paper slid out. They drifted to the ground lightly, the same way leaves fell from trees. You stared right at them, sitting on the ground freely like that. Chu didn't. You lost it, Chu. Maybe you just dropped a paper and someone picked it up. Nah, I never lose things. How do you explain this piece of paper that has my name on it when you've never met me before? Let's see. There are papers on the ground right now, you know. Chu's eyes widened. He lifted the notebook over his head and twisted his feet outwards more to fully clear his view of the grass below. Finally, he spotted the missing pages. Whoa, thanks! In the middle of talking, he dropped to his knees to scoop up the loose papers. It only took a second for each one to be gathered. He leaned off his knees onto his butt and made a little oof sound. From there, he got his feet against the ground while pushing up with his hands, still clutching the paper so he could stand again. With that successful rescue mission done, Chu delicately flipped through the notebook, inserting the loose papers along the way between pages. He went all the way to the end. Then, Chu's completed book was pressed shut once more. Hey, that really helped, Haishe. A beaming smile directed into your face almost had you covering your eyes, but before that happened, he looked away. Chu twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made super sure that the entire stack of papers made it back safely this time. He heard a sigh of relief. In an even swooping move, Chu tilted his head back over his shoulders to reveal his face again. The bright expression from there was completely gone. He had that smirk again. So, did you see that? I don't lose anything. Are you kidding? It was only because of me. Let's laugh. He broke into laughter. That was not at all how you expected him to reply, but it was amazing. You had to slouch forward to hold your stomach because it was that funny. Chu's fun with your reaction came out as a set of snickers. His cheeky mood drifted away once those were done. Chu twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made sure that the notebook made it back to its normal spot. When he tilted his face back towards you, he was quiet and thoughtful. This is very mysterious. My paper vanished and a brand new kid appeared in my backyard all out of nowhere. I don't get it. Chu, I'm your neighbor now. I moved into the middle house on the street. Oh, the new neighbors. That's right, that's you. It makes so much sense. Oh shit. How is that not on a timer? What the F is this? You can't just just redeem 4 hydrates. You can't just redeem 5 fucking hydrates. You can't redeem 6. No! Why stop going? I need to put a timer on this. What the fuck? Is there not a timer? Alright, I'm gonna let you waste your points there real quick because I'm only gonna drink once. You're giving content? Are you saying I'm not giving content right now? Wow. Wow! Alright, let's see this. Let's see. Let's see. There is no cooldown. Okay. 5-minute cooldown. Drink or refund? I'm drinking once. I will drink once. You knew how this was gonna work. I don't know why you redeemed all those points. Drink all? Absolutely not. I refuse. How dare you call me a rat? How's it a scam? You're the one who redeemed it, not me. Not me! We'll go back to doing writing. Yeah. You go work on writing. I'll keep reading. I don't even know how to refund points anyway. Good luck. Okay. Then Chu shook his head side to side, flopping brown strands of hair around and trying to sort out his thoughts. But if you're just my new neighbor, not a thief or a sorcerer, how would you know that was my paper? I didn't know. Not for sure. What, you were just showing off my notes to everyone you saw in the world? Huh? You breathe in, let it out, and then tried to explain the weird situation that didn't even make sense to you. I got here today with my mom. She was waiting for a real estate agent, so I had to go spend time doing something. I went down the road and a paper airplane hit me in the shoulder and no one was there. Chu nodded along, probably not getting everything you were talking about, but curious enough to keep listening. I picked it up and threw open the plane and saw the stuff written on it. I thought the person throwing the plane was trying to give me a message. I've been looking for whoever did it since. When I met you, I had to check if you were the one who did it. You went over the steps that led you to this point as best as you could, and Chu joined in with the conclusion. It wasn't me who made the plane, but the pages and things on it are mine. He put his hands on his hips as he thought hard about the information he learned from you. That means someone else somehow got a piece of paper from my notebook and used that to make the plane they chucked at you for some crazy reason? I guess so, but if you are the one who wrote that, how'd you know my name? That was on the note. And what were those other words supposed to mean? Hello, go out, hide out, Haishe? It doesn't make any sense. Oh! Chu cracked a smile and flicked out his arms to start his own explanation. That's just the stuff I was gonna do. Counting 1, 2, 3 in his fingers, Chu listed off each part of the letter simply. Hello, say hi to people around. Go out, visit the town or another neighborhood or whatever. Hideout means to go to my hideout. Chu stopped the countdown to pat the sturdy wooden wall behind him with pride. Right here. Oh, I like your hideout. I do too. Ah, right, yeah. As for your name being there, my mom and dad told me. They talked about how people were moving in next door and how there was going to be a kid my age and that their name was Haishe. It was cool to me, so I wrote it down. That way I won't forget. And I even took out and read that page a lot to make sure it'd be something I remembered. Looks like I forgot after all. Oh, thanks for trying to remember anyway. You're welcome. I'll remember this time. Definitely. But I'm gonna stick with you now. Whoever took my paper is still out there and you were their target. Maybe you're not a sorcerer thief, but what if the paper plane person is? We'll figure it all out, and you won't have to worry about anything. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, I could use more eyes for looking. Super, do we have a plan? You stood up tall, accepting your now partner on this trip, and laid out the next part. Yeah, I know which way we should now go. We have to go back to the spot in the forest with 2 dirt paths. I know that place, it's right nearby. Let's do this. And so, you started to walk along the autumn tree line now with your new partner in the adventure. Who came alongside you with bold, certain steps. You were going to find that paper airplane person. Soon, you reached the head of the path. You were at the crossroad once more, but you'd brought back knowledge, and this new boy with you. So that's the one we were on. You used one half outstretched finger to point at that forest walking path, though you realized he probably didn't need you to do that. You bashfully tucked your hand around your back instead. Then, while twisting in place, you tried to keep going like nothing happened. And down there's only the road, but I haven't looked at that other side, at the other way on that side. Now you tried pointing again, directing his gaze to the second dirt imprint at this forked passage. With a tilt of his head, Chu grinned in agreement. That makes sense to me. The decision easily made, your and his crunching footsteps started up again in unison. And still your quest continued. Once you went through the foresty path, you had truly entered the wild woods. Nothing else surrounded you any longer. Nature spread across the land with this narrow dirt line and fence being the only sign anyone had walked in this spot before you. People were only visitors here. Golden and red leaves gently rustled against each other in thick clumps, with each tree's branches flowing into the others nearby. It was enough to keep the sky and sun out almost completely, but the leaves burned bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot-made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you could see. Ooh, you were amazed. With your wide, wondrous gaze thrown every which way, you let yourself flow deeper into the thicket. Chu watched your face. Your good mood was enough to rub off on him. Hang out in the neighborhood, or the other parts of town most of the time, but woods can be cool too. Really? Why don't you visit more often? It's right by your house. I've lived here forever. Every day of my whole life. Stuff's always going on with people in the neighborhood and in town. The forest is the same whenever you come back. Trees, bushes, some birds. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Besides the plants looking different when the seasons change, it's like time doesn't exist here. Casually, Chu lifted up his hands from his sides, only to gesture them downwards to the forest floor. And hey, this path we're walking on has always been here, even before I was born. He strode along, picking at a little piece of rock on the road and looking straight ahead. It's probably been around for as long as this place has been Golden Grove, or longer. For a second, he was thinking so hard, the smile he almost always had went away. And then something made him chuckle and he pointed over to the side. But that fence is kind of new. I remember there just being dirt when I was little. That's the only thing that's ever gotten different out here. Wow. The quiet bubble that existed here in the forest, away from the town, popped from a sudden unnatural clatter. He stopped. It was a whooshing, thumping, and stirring up of the leaves like something had crashed into them. A ball. You and Chu shared a look, both checking that the other heard it too. That wasn't me, and that wasn't you either. Yeah. You knew for sure that it wasn't the wind. It had to have been an animal or a person. It came from right over there. That thrilled Chu. His voice shrunk into an eager whisper. Could be them. A mysterious paper airplane sender. Let's go before they get away. wandered through the bushes to find the source of the sound. You pulled up your socks and began to make your way off the path and through the overgrowth. It was harder to keep your footing on the slanted, untrimmed ground. When you reached a really tree-cluttered spot, you grasped at the branches and pushed them aside in order to open enough space for you to get past. You moved them the same way you'd open up a set of curtains, but it was a lot harder to do. Ooh, I need to take a sip of water. The tiniest branches couldn't take the bend and snapped from the pressure. You could feel the splintery ends of the plant scratch a little at your face and clothes. It wasn't as smooth of an entrance as you hoped it would be. On the other side of the tree line was still the woods, but kind of an empty part. There was a lot of open ground with no trees or bushes growing and a ton of leaves that were gathered into piles. Past that clearing, the trees were back and even more closely pressed together than they were by the path. It was mysterious. There was nowhere to go, and nothing seemed out of place to you until... a child! Oh my god! So cute! Hello! There was a shout and a new whirlwind of leaves rushing through the air. From underneath one of the piles was another kid. I like your scarf. Oh, whoa, wait, she has sparkly hair. Sparkly hair, sparkly hair. You stared at them, and they looked right back at you as everything they'd thrown into the air gently drifted back below. Yeah, let's just laugh. I got the stranger giggling too. Drew folded his arms across his chest. He blinked slowly and thoughtfully. He usually had plenty to say, but in that moment, he was left as stumped as one of the actual stumps in this forest. Wait here. The jumping jack kid hopped again, but this time, it was to get up off the ground. They dashed out to the opposite edge of the open space, leaves scattering behind them, dropping out of their clothes, and being kicked up by their steps. You were already wondering what was going to happen next. Watching them go, Chu finally found some words. It's another person I've never seen before today? He twisted around so the top of him was angled more toward you. He brought one of his hands to the side of his mouth and held the other close to his chest, pointing subtly in the direction the stranger went. Haishe, do you know this leaf kid? Chu, you're the only person I've met here. Yeah, true. Chu's arms fell back down like limp noodles, but he never took his eyes off the other person. He was definitely curious. From behind one of the tall crooked trees, the kid began throwing sticks and other plant pieces around. They were uncovering a hidden treasure, a big brown bag. They had to use both hands to lift the pouch and get it over their head, the thick strap pulled tight under the strain of the weight attached to it. The line of their mouth looked just as strained. The stranger huffed when they released the bag from their fingers, letting it completely rest across their shoulder. You heard stuff bumping around inside from your position way over here. It was a really full pack. But it didn't slow that kid down. They ran back at full speed to meet you where you were. When they were in front of your face, they gave a wave and asked a question. Hi, are you girls too? Ooh, options. Let's shake my head. Well, yeah, let's shake my head. Okay, boys and stuff are just as good. What's the right answer? I'm just a kid. People talk about me with they, them. Then, it was all like the clouds in the sky, and her head, you guess, had cleared away. Alright. Chu then gestured to the front of himself casually. I'm a boy, Mr. Chu-Lin. Q-I-U and L-I-N. Wow, okay. Hi, Chu. The leafy girl followed his lead and introduced herself the way most people do. I'm Tamarack. Cool. Thanks. A tamarack is a kind of tree. Oh. So we have, his name means autumn, and her name is a kind of tree. That's cool. Chu grinned widely at her enthusiastic introduction. It fits you. What's your last name? Bauman. Oh, Miss Tamarack Bauman. You know, my name means autumn. That's amazing. It's a match, too. How do people know how to do that? I think we're just lucky. Lots of kids don't have the right ones. Yeah. So, what's your name? The girl whom you now knew as Tamarack sent the question your way, since Chu already gave his up. Yeah, sure, let's talk this way. Chu politely applauded your way of saying it with an appreciative smile. Wow, hi Haishe. She greeted you with a finger-spread wave of her hands as sweetly as if you'd always known each other and she'd done it 100 times. Do you think yours fits too? Your name? Yeah. Ooh, alright. It's cool to meet you, Tamarack. Maybe. He pointed a suspicious finger her way as he made another point with words. There was only one house for sale anywhere near this neighborhood. Haishe lives there now. So where did you come from? Unless you're Haishe's mom! Tamarack was completely tickled by the idea, giggling and covering her mouth with her hands. She didn't do a good job at stopping any of the laughter from getting out. No, I'm not a mom. I moved in with my Omi and Oppa. Oh, I've heard that before. Omi and Oppa is grandma and grandpa. You're living with your grandparents? Yep. Never heard of that. Is it another language? Mm-hmm. It's German and they're German. Cool, you two know a lot. There's a granny who lives here and who lives there and a guy that's her husband. That's your Omi and Oppa? I think so. Probably. Omi has really long hair and Oppa has short hair and some of it is on his face. Yeah. Drew bobbed his head up and down with great understanding. Granny and him have a kid now, huh? Wow. Are your parents dead? I'm not gonna ask that, first of all. Whoa. Interesting how that's an option, though. Well, actually, I mean, sometimes kids ask, like, really invasive questions. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever talked with children before, but they have no filter. No filter, no shame. They'll be like, why does your face look like that? And why'd you move in with them? Yeah. They're busy and not at home. I wouldn't go to school or do anything if I stayed there. So I'm gonna live with Omi and Oppa right now. You feel bad about it? No. I'm busy too. You are? Yeah. I've been here 5 days and it's really good. There's so much out here. I probably won't be finished for a long, long time. Months, maybe. The loudness of Chu's voice shot up. He was shocked and confused. 5 days? That's almost a week and I've never seen you. Where have you been this whole time? I've said so before. I've been here. Tamarack used one foot to push up against the ground and the other to stay upright and spun around in place once. I play in the forest every day. After getting that answer, he went normal volume again, but kept frowning. Well, you can come with me and my friends if you wanted to. We hang out in this neighborhood and in town and my backyard and stuff. If you see us, just walk over and join. You don't have to worry. They'll like you and you can talk to me if you don't know what to do. Billy shrugged, and the shoulder without the bag strap went up higher. Maybe. There wasn't a lot of interest for Chu's offer. Riley grinned again. He watched Tamarack with a tilted head. You're like your Oppa, huh? No one ever really sees him around either, even though he's lived here for a million years. Tamarack squished her cheeks between her fingers, delighted. He likes his office a whole lot. This is my very first day in Golden Grove. Wow, that's barely different at all. We're a match. She frilled her extra short eyebrows as much as she could as a new idea came to her. Hey, I'm a girl and neither of you are, but what if we're the same age? I'm 10. You're 10? So are we. Hooray! Same age forever! Happily, Tamarack held onto the worn strap of her big bag and bounced up and down in place. You decided that this was the perfect time to talk to her about everything that had happened. The paper might have been Chu's, but it was possible she was the one who sent it to you. Let's see. Hey, I got hit with a paper plane a little while ago. Is that you? Yeah, you got it. Oh! She has little hearts around her dialogue box. I did. Woo! She flung her arms up over her head in celebration, knocking her bag out to the side. It made a thump noise when it swung back at her. My aim is good. You blinked at her in disbelief. You'd truly done it. You found the mystery person who owned the paper in the first place, and the person who actually sent it to you as a paper airplane. She was entertaining, you thought. But you weren't the only one who had a reaction to the results. Alright, nice, Haishe. Your wide eyes and Chu's cheers had Tamarack excitedly looking between you and him, not knowing what the celebration was about, but wanting to join. Smiled quietly, but with satisfaction. Yay for the trash, doing something nice? Trash? He brought both his hands up to his face and pressed his fingertips into his cheeks with great drama. Let's see. Even if it was trash to you, it's still important to him. Yeah. It was important. How did it get on the ground in the forest? That's where I found it. With wrinkled brows, Chu shifted his hands more to the side so he could instead tug at the front strands of his hair, pulling them out fully straight. I don't know how it's possible. You wouldn't maybe be a sorcerer or a thief, would you, Tamarack? Nope. Too bad. Let's see. Tamarack and you both laughed. That sounded harmonizing. Chu finished his pout, straightening up and putting his hands solidly on his hips. He was back to being in control. Oh. Oh, we can view our details right now! Whoa! Got a little frowny face on. Oh, I can't check these yet. I can change my sticker though. Return back. You know, there's nobody out there who's perfect. I accept my mistake and I'm sorry to you, Forrest, for messing up the place. That's really nice of you to say, Chu. Thanks. I think it forgives you. Cool. Watching the two kids interacting, you had started thinking about this more and more, going over the whole experience in your head. Your turning thoughts were put on pause when Tamarack suddenly changed the subject. What are you two gonna do now? Gotta go back. My mama's waiting for me. And I'll walk Haishe there. I gotta make sure they don't get lost out here. I should probably see how my Omi and Oppa are doing, too. They're pretty old and need help sometimes. She took a big hop closer to you and Chu, a smile going across her face as she landed. We can go back together! Alright, we can. What? There's options to say no? I don't want to be mean. You relax your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Woohoo! Tamarack snatched up a nearby stick off the ground and directed the pointy end forward the way you had come from. To our houses! While chuckling, Chu used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air. Homeward bound. We're going back successful, people. Yeah, yeah, yeah! She cupped her hands around her mouth to make it extra loud. We are victorious. And so you started to walk through the brown fall brush to get to the neighborhood again. You weren't going to be alone there. Tamarack bounded ahead, bouncing her arm up and down with a stick like she was a conductor of a marching band, while Chu came alongside you with even, casual steps. You were returning to that house. Oh my god, this is gorgeous! Your new neighborhood had become even more orange-toned by the time you finally returned to it. Far-off sun slowly sank away behind the tallest mountains and forests to sleep for the night. Your shadows grew larger, pulling away from your bodies to reach out into the street ahead. The dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm. All the while, the eyeball chillingness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamarack still stayed about 2 steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer, and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock at the bushes and lamps along the sidewalk. Chu was next to you, but had switched things up so that he was taking large skips backwards. You guessed it was to look you in the face better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed out the sharpest building on the street as he went. Part of it looked like a tower. A different kind than the one in the backyard. See? That's the house from the front. It's great. Oh, I like the music now. It's so nice. And that's your house, right? The one in the middle? And Granny owns that even further away one. Cool. The sounds of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop right at the center of the path. You'd arrived. Okay, this is it. Chu pulled out an eager grin. Music might be a little bit too loud. We've got to meet up again later. See you, Haishe and Tamarack. Chu flipped around to go back the same way he had come with you. He needed to return to the pointy red house with the huge building. Oh, the huge backyard. Oops. He didn't drop any papers this time. Bye! Goodbye! Tamarack put both her hands up in front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home too. Tamarack spun in place before dashing further along the sidewalk to the sloped gray house on the other end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. You waited there in front of the house in the dimming evening light, watching the 2 other kids go to their homes right on the same street. It was cool to meet you 2. That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, the 2 encounters you had earlier that afternoon drifted through your head. Chu and Tamarack. Oh, you're at the stage where you'll get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and with Chu. There's a tutorial for the whole feature, but because the mini demo is nearing the end and doesn't utilize dynamics, we're keeping the option to skip past all the extra info for now. Right? Like to hear about it? I'll skip the tutorial. Wow! Oh. Okay, so Chu to me is teamworking, teasing, and doting. And to him, I want to be... You know what? The same. Let's just reflect it. I like reflecting. Let's have a crush on him. Ah! Oh my god, this is so cute! Neighbors. Oh, that's just plain. Friends. Then we'll be friends. Contesting, praising, and accepting. BRB gonna start my PC. Alright. You're lurking 5 people? There's a website to do that. There's a website that makes it easier to lurk people. No, I lower their volume, goes full blast. Oh jeez. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, meet a Tamarack. I wanna be... Let's be... accepting? Even when you close them? Oh shit, that means you probably overworked your computer to the point where it's fucking up. Assuming, let's do, not praising, let's do doting, accepting. Oh, I can only do 2. Oh, what? Let's do teasing, accepting. Sorry, babes, I can't lurk for her no more. We're friends. Can I not click done? Whoa, what's this? You're a follower, you're free to go with the flow, you're collaborating, contesting. Oh, that's what it means. Oh, so I can only pick one in each line. Oh, got it. Team working too. Things were so different for you from just that morning when you left and went on the drive to move. Before then, you'd never been in Golden Grove. You'd seen it only in pictures and hadn't known anybody who was a local there. But here you were, a person who lived in the town and was friends with the neighbors on both sides of your house who was also here. You were friends? Thought so. And even though he wasn't here anymore and a bunch of other things that had happened that day, Chu was the only thing on your mind. What it was like when you first saw him on the tower, when you started to talk to and know him, all that stuff with his notes and papers. He was special. The air outside kept getting even colder, but you were so warm on the inside. It was nice and also scary. You didn't know what to do with yourself. You couldn't help wondering when you'd get to see him again. Haishe, is that you? Your mama called from over the fence. Coming! You bounded forward and passed through the gate. Mama left the porch and was there to meet you. How are you? Did you find anything exciting out there? And a boy I'm gonna marry? No! That's too much! You're never gonna believe what happened. I bet, but I look forward to hearing it. From strength to strength, we got the key to the house. The agent finally arrived about 20 minutes ago. They're gone now, but I haven't peeked yet. The both of us should be here for this. It's your house, too. I guess. I know. It is ours and yours. Come on. Mama turned to go and slipped the key out from her sweater pocket. She gestured with the other hand for you to follow. Your mama led the way as you went back up the stairs. The key fit perfectly into the hole in the door, and Mama smiled at the sound of an unlocking click. Carefully, she leaned forward with her shoulder, giving it a nudge. Oh, this is what the background music kind of reminds me of. The song from Howl's Moving Castle? Oops, excuse me. That's what it was. Ooh, the house opened with a creak. Air came out through the front like it was exhaling. Mama let out a breath at the same time. Oh, she's up there. Oh shoot, I didn't read it. You scooched towards your mama's side in the doorframe. It was then that you noticed there was a mat at the front. It had a light color and a kind of hard but fluffy texture. That sort of mat that get dirty looking right away when it was used. But it was still clean and nice. It hadn't been worn down at all like the rest of the building. This part of the house wasn't just an old thing left behind by other people who didn't need it or want it anymore. Someone must have put it there for this happening. Or your mama and you moving in. Written across the top, it said, "Welcome. Welcome home!" Aww. Is this them with the demo? Oh my god, this is so cute! Really? Oh my god, everything. Oh! Okay, I need this game to release now. I need this game to release now. I wonder, is there... Okay, there's no planned release date yet, I think, but oh my god. This game is supposed to be like, I think they said when they finally release this that it was going to be free as well. That's really crazy. It's so crazy! Oh my god! Ah! I'm excited. I'm really excited for this game to, you know, come out. Wow. What a game. I mean, this game was amazing. The customization options, the everything. The everything? Holy hell. But yeah, now let me... Let's raid a friend real quick. Let me /raid, right? I'm working on some art right now, so we can just pop in. I'll drop you kids off at the daycare. Let's switch over to here real quick. But yeah, thank you everyone for like popping in and stuff. I appreciate. Oh shit, follower, subscriber only chat. Ugh. Well, you know, if you want, you can follow them and stuff. But yeah, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.